Yo, 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 welcome to the Stingray Thundercast. I'm your host, Stingray Thunder, and welcome to the show, Jackie Hatton.
Stop it, please.
Yo,
Yeah,
how you
thanks.
doing, Jackie?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, good to have you here on the show. You're a fucking very hilarious comedian. You're doing amazing sketches. You should watch them. They're hilarious. All right, I got a serious question to ask you. Mm-hmm. If you could wipe out any race on the planet, like if someone was making you, like any race, what race would that be?
Like I have to?
Yeah, you have to.
Like the Amazing Race.
Ooh.
I don't think it's that amazing.
Oh.
Prize money's like $100,000. Do you think?
That's too good.
Like, at least offer a little more.
Fair call. I would have gone the Melbourne Cup, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not because I care about the horses. It's more about the fact that we've come to a level in our world where we could put midgets on motorbikes, ride them around the same tracks with weapons, and they could knock each other off, and that would be the Melbourne Cup. I feel like that's a better move.
What, like ponies?
No, they've got to be on motorbikes.
Oh, motorbikes.
Yeah. I feel like it would be a good
Isn't
one.
that, what's that circus show where they ride around those little mini motorbikes and they go in the cage and do in
Is
a
that
circle?
a real circus show?
Yeah, there's Daredevil something.
Are they midgets though?
No, I also don't know if that word is
Man.
kosher.
What are they got to do? They're very small. Sorry to all the midgets out there, but it's a numbers game. So anyway, how's your day been? Been hanging out, doing anything exciting today?
No, not much exciting today. I stayed up till 5 a.m. last night playing Sims.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. And then today I just got a coffee with a friend, so not too much exciting, but
Yeah. Wait, so you're a gamer chick, yeah?
Yes, I am a girl. Yes, I do play video games.
Oh wow.
And by video games, I mean The Sims.
Yeah, and by girl I mean girl.
And by
Or by woman, I could have said woman. You're a fully grown woman.
Oh yeah, to quote Britney Spears, is it Britney Spears? Actually, I don't know who it says.
100%. Yeah, to quote her.
That's a no. Nah.
Do you follow?
I'm not a girl, not yet a woman.
Oh, you're a woman. Go on. You're a fully grown adult, right?
Sometimes I'll look at a body part, not a sexual body part, because clearly those change. But I'll look at a leg or my arm or my hand, and I'll be like, this is a woman leg. It used to be a teenager leg, and now it's a woman leg, and it's weird to look at. I don't know if you had that growing up where you're like,
yeah, it revolves around my balls more.
Right. Yeah.
Your balls start off tight, and then they get older, and they start sagging more and get more wrinkly and disgusting. I don't know. What I'm talking
that doesn't
about
happen to
balls.
women. Our balls stay
Exactly
perfectly
the same.
tight and shiny.
Oh, I'm happy for you. Yeah, mine are dude, I'm old now. They're I gotta wear baggy pants to cover up where they're sagging. It's pretty
Is that
bad.
a real thing?
A little bit, yeah. I've got saggy ass balls. It was actually an accident when I was young. And my ball got twisted and they swelled up real big, and then they swelled down by the skin. I don't know. It's a magical journey. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, do you follow Britney Spears on Instagram?
No, I don't. No, I don't.
I don't, man. I was always a fan of Britney. Yeah, I was rapping her the whole way. Big fan. Loved her music when I was young. She was my first crush. I used to tattoo, so I drew her. It was she was my first human portrait I drew.
Oh.
Yeah, I was I'm gonna draw her and fuck it for tattooing and shit, yeah?
Yes. Okay, right, yes.
Yeah. And,
how old were you when you drew her?
25 or 6 or something like that.
How many practice drawings of Britney Spears do you think you did?
It was just one, yeah. It was just to see.
You just got it right off the bat.
Yeah, I'm good at drawing. Yeah, it's my jam. I can draw.
Do you have this picture anywhere?
No, but I could easily draw her again. It's just drawing.
I
was a tattooist, man. You got to be good at that shit to do it.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, I follow her on Instagram, and she was in that conservation ship thing, which is fucking horrible and shit. But then now she's on Instagram, and she just keeps taking her top off and doing stuff with the top off, and I'm like, oh, well, that's good. Like, I guess
What's she doing with her top off?
just dancing a little bit. Like, she always like covers it up a little bit, but she's got heaps of like nude photos online. I just kind of wish like we got that back when she was like in her like 20s.
Right.
But it's still cool. Like, I guess. But
Surely there's like an AI filter or something you can use.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's also deep fake porn. If you really, if you must see it, there's a way.
Dude, if we're gonna go there, yeah, fucking. Well, I don't know. No, like I was just a fan. Like I really liked her when I was like a kid, because she was like the hot singer at the time, you know. And then I just kind of like had her back, like when she went crazy. I'm like, we all go crazy, bro. Like she just had like a mental fucking snap. She was getting bullied by like most of the world.
There was one guy sticking up for her online.
Oh yeah, and he got bullied harder than anyone.
Yeah.
He got slammed like a monster.
Do you reckon he just struts down the street every day since like the news has come out, being like so vindicated?
Oh yeah, no, he's free now, but like he'd be like a 40-year-old man now. No, he'd probably be like,
where is he? What's his name?
Mid-30s. I don't know. I'll look it up, but it seems like a lot of work.
Yeah, it's all right. It's not urgent.
This is our first podcast. It's gonna be good. Like, it's my first one.
Oh, this is the first.
Yeah,
I'm the premier guest.
Yeah, you are. You're the first guest. Yeah.
Wow, I feel very special.
You're hilarious.
You think you're getting a second episode after this?
Hopefully.
No,
not out of you.
No, not as in because I've been on the show.
Oh yeah. No, I wouldn't get one as good as this.
No, it'll be a train wreck. It'll be cancelled.
Fucking horrific. Yeah. Well, what?
Cancelled after the pilot.
Yeah, true. They can't cancel me on YouTube. Sorry, just drinking. So, so you've been, how long you been doing comedy for now?
God, it's probably like a year and a bit.
Year and a bit.
So I started like April last year, which was during the lockdowns in Melbourne. And then so it was kind of just, when we were open, and then I kind of got more into the swing of things from like August last year. Yeah, well. And I was a bit more consistent. And it's been really fun though. Yeah,
you've been smashing. I really enjoy your comedy. I like your faux femme shit.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm trying. Yeah, I want to get to a place where I'm doing kind of more of like a persona or a character, I think.
Yeah?
I don't know that I've nailed what my voice is yet. Like, I think I'm still exploring different styles.
Oh, yeah. We all kind of are.
Yeah.
Like, I swear, like, what you need to do is like most comedians, like, there's guys that are just smashing. Who, like, you know, like Johnny Katz or fucking Fisa and shit like that. They've got their voice down. Katzy told me it took him like 19 years to really like nail down his voice. Like it's a long journey apparently and shit. But like,
I'm impatient.
as long as you're writing funny jokes though, you know, like But it's like they can't bomb in my eyes, you know, like they're always killing. And like even Hung Lee said it once. He was like, you got to find your voice, and then you fucking. And then you rarely bomb. And I'm like, yeah, I agree. And then I've seen it. I've just seen it at times. Sometimes you'll see like a open micer just find it randomly and just start smashing all the time and shit like that. It's like, fuck, dude, congratulations and shit. You know? I just say fucked up shit all the time. It's really my jam. Like,
is that has your comedy always been like that?
It was worse at the start. Like I used to go hard. Real hard. And then I moved to Melbourne, and then I realized I couldn't go that hard anymore.
Yes.
You know, it became like an issue, like with Melbourne comedy scene. But like everywhere else in Australia loves dark comedy, you know? So like I've tried to like tone it down, make it smarter. You know, like the least I can do for dark comedy is make it more palatable for like everybody, you know?
Sometimes I feel like it's almost just giving like some context, because it's hard with like offensive topics sometimes because people don't want to. So like, for example, I had a joke where the punchline was about sex slaves, and it didn't get any laughs because it was like a black market. I thought it was a real place. I was doing an act out about it, and then one of the store owners was like, would you like to try one of the sex slaves? You know? And the audience just didn't like it. And then when I changed it to be torturing journalists, that worked.
Yeah, it would.
So it's like weird with things like that, because my perspective on like offensive topics is kind of like it depends what you're saying about it, but some people just don't want to go near the topic, but it depends what the context is. So for like example, me saying about the sex slaves is not saying that I condone it or like that I think this is a good thing. It's me saying, hey, this is a thing that happens in the world and like just drawing attention to it.
Yeah, well.
Which is a different thing from saying, I think this thing happening is funny.
Yeah.
But sometimes the nuance can like get lost or it's like really hard to get across sometimes.
And my shit's kind of like my shit will work in like certain rooms pretty regularly. Well, it's more about the crowd with me. Like, so like, if I do like, normally if I do a big crowd, I generally do well, but it's only because I can't hear the people that are pissed off. But like the rest of the people that are like come to watch like comedy, like what they watch on Netflix with your Dave Chappelle's or Ricky Gervais's and shit like that, they're expecting that shit, and a lot of them don't get it. So like, so I swear you only get like 50% of the crowd with my kind of shit. Like my shit's not for everybody, and I get that, and I'm gonna upset some people, but like the people that laugh usually laugh harder. Like if I kill, I fucking kill. And if I bomb, I fucking bomb. But I rarely bomb when there's a big crowd. Like, cause
I think it does depend a lot on the audience. Like it definitely depends on the audience. And like, so I find some rooms I'll do certain jokes, like, because I'm trying to do like kind of more absurdist, I think. And some rooms that stuff will like go really well and it's my best material and I'm like, cool, I want to keep developing this. And then I'll do it somewhere else. And like maybe it's a smaller room, it's more intimate, it's like a little like club kind of thing. And I think that audience kind of wants someone to talk to them more intimately versus give them a performance. So it kind of, I think, can, or even just like the type of audience that goes to different venues can be really different, and what their values are or what they think is funny is going to vary a lot as well.
Oh yeah.
So I just need to find where I'm not going to.
The thing is that it's always going to be random. Like this is one thing I learned. Like you're going to bomb sometimes. And like some people just aren't going to enjoy your shit. That's just how fucking life is. But like you just got to run on the ones that you kill. Like it's like so Wednesday I did like Glenn Zen's room. Like it's a place in Windsor. Glenn Zen's a great fucking comedian. He's a lovely dude. But yeah, and I bombed real hard. I got up after Izzy Ali, who just fucking smashed with fucking ill-ass new material. I grabbed some old material of mine because I'm like, fuck, I'm not doing new tonight. Got up, that bombed, and I was like, this isn't my room. This ain't working tonight. But I've done that gig before and killed, you know? So it's like, it's just random. You got to stop thinking about like, a lot of comedians are like, you got to like work with the room and change your shit. I was like, dude, I don't want to change my jokes. Yeah. I don't want to I'm focusing on my own kind of like dark, fucked up comedy. Yeah. I ain't changing it. And if I bomb, it's like, wrong room. Like, I fucking wrong audience tonight. It's fucking shit. But I know these jokes kill. Like, I know for a fact that they kill because they've killed more times than they've bombed.
Yeah.
You know?
I like definitely, I feel like there is some merit to like, changing what you do based on the room. But yeah, at the same time, it's like, you also have to have enough material that you know really well in order to be able to pull out what you think is going to work based on the last reaction. Oh, definitely. So like if you're going along one way and it's not really working, you're like, okay, they don't like this, I could try this instead. You've got to have all of that backlogged, and I'm still trying to like build up the amount of stuff as well. But
hey, I've got plenty. Like the next night I was at Funny Bunny in St. Kilda. And was doing like a new bit. It was going really well. There was someone in the audience that was like, "Oh, if you're gonna say that, why don't you say this about this?" And I was like, "Dude, I've got that material. I can easily do this. Here you go." And everyone was laughing. It was like just a good gig all around, you know. Yeah. Even though those people left angrily, you know, like it was still like the majority of people laughed. I got like fucking. What was it, like 5 followers that night? Yeah. On Insta. It's like, dude, that's a win for me. You know, like
I haven't had anyone get angry at me yet. I've had on the rare occasion people coming up to me afterwards and being like, "That was really good. Don't worry, that was good." And
that's
okay.
the worst one.
Thanks.
That's like a horrible bird.
Yeah, I think maybe it'd be better if you were mad. I don't know.
I get like sometimes they're like don't worry, you're going to make it someday. You know, you just, sometimes there's lows, sometimes there's highs. I'm like, dude, I got laughs just then. Like, what? Why are you
from
like,
non-comedians.
randoms. Yeah, the comedians are pretty rough on me, to be honest. There's been a few. Yeah, like when I first started and moved here, there's this comedian. I'm not going to say his name because I like him now. He's a good dude. But like, even if I did like reasonably well in my first year of comedy in Melbourne, he'd come up and be like, "You're shit. You should quit comedy. Like, you need to stop." Like,
oh my gosh.
There's no punchlines or jokes in that. That's fucking terrible.
I think that's the worst thing you can say to someone, because it's a skill and it's something that you learn and you get better at. So if you're bad at it, it doesn't mean you're inherently bad forever. Not to say that you're bad.
Yeah, no,
but
I can see you tiptoeing around it, but
no,
I kill ma'am, I'm the fucking gun. No. all right.
No, but like just in general, I'm like, because I've heard other comics say that they've had people come up to them and be like, "Oh, you should quit."
Yeah.
And I think
it's
like,
actually one dude. It's actually one dude. I swear to fuck.
This guy's going around telling everyone.
Oh yeah, well, like people who come up to me before, I was like, dude, I was doing this show, and this guy who's like a comedian came up to me and he was like, "You shit, you should quit. You should never fucking do it." And he's like a fucking comedian. He's been doing it for fucking years.
This guy's got a business mind. He's trying to get rid of the competition. Yeah, that's what it is. I might start doing. Actually, Nanky, now that I've been thinking about it.
To be honest, Jackie, you should probably end your comedy career and just it's not gonna work for you. Because I'm a guy, you know, like, it's women and like women have like this mad like skill at comedy that I can't fucking compete with.
What skill?
You just can say whatever you just want without any repercussions, man. It's beautiful. It's like Katie Wainhouse, one of the fucking boss ass comedians in Melbourne. Like I wouldn't even put her on like a male and female like thing. You know, like she's probably one of the best in Melbourne. Yeah, her and her boyfriend, husband, to be fair, Chris Wainhouse, they're both fucking amazing at comedy.
Yeah.
Fucking, like, they're all up in my top, but yeah, fucking, but women have this ability to just be able to say whatever they want, and no guy's going to be shitty at them, and women are going to support them, because women are supportive in that situation.
I actually think that we're in this, wrong. Like, I think we're in this middle phase of, like, feminism where we've had... like, we're at the point now where women have all of the rights. So, like, I don't know, like 10 years ago when I was, like, a teenager, there was still, like, slut-shaming was still a huge thing. And there was still, like, a lot of, like, traditional, like, gender expectations on beauty and weight stuff and like that. But I think that we've gotten to the point now where at least with, like, the Me Too movement and, like, the just whatever, feminism in general, it's like we can... say whatever we want. We've got the right to free speech. Now we're not going to be judged for it as well. But there's also at the same time so much like sexism towards men that's totally accepted because we're in like, I'm like hesitantly calling it the golden age of female harassment because like girls are just like harassing men all the time and it's like okay because there are still a lot of women's issues that are unsolved and so everyone feels like they have the right to do something and like, you know, like like just say for example, like I have the right to like be sexist towards men or like to objectify men because I'm objectified and because I have to deal with like I can't walk home at night, so I'm gonna do this instead. But then it's not like you know.
I've got some ideas on these things.
It's like, harassment.
Like it's like to be honest, man, I'm a guy. I can take the shit. You know, like it's bad when it affects my like professional life. Like I'm not like if I fuck up and say something bad, which I do all the time. It's my whole jam. I'm trying to say the worst things I can, so fucking I could never really be cancelled. It's like, dude, look back a month. I've said a million times worse than this a month ago. Like I've got video of it. You angry about that? Dude, I'll do worse.
You can't let anyone down if the expectations are very low.
That's it. But the whole the whole feminism thing. I think I'm a feminist. Like I've always kind of like assumed I have been because I want women to get like right at this point it's like money, right? Like in the workplace and walking home by yourself. But I wouldn't call that a thing like because when I was younger, it was scary to walk home by myself. Then I learned how to fight, become a fucking fighter. And then when I'm walking home and somebody tries to like when I was young, I wouldn't walk through a park by myself. Because I'm like, these guys are going to bash me. Now I'll walk through a park by myself because I'm like, I'll take them.
Yeah,
Or
and you
get
do.
beaten. It's a choice. It's like, all right, like this is scary.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying the fear's gone. I'm just so dead inside I don't care about it anymore.
Yeah,
You know?
I get it.
And if a chick went down that same route and just started like fucking hitting the fucking tree every day until their fist got solid and just started like running into fights with their head forward and hit me until I don't feel it anymore. Like if a chick was going like that crazy at it and it was socially acceptable for them to do it. Like I guess that's the thing that shits me. Like it's not acceptable for a chick to like run out and punch a tree and fuck it. So
Well, this is the thing. Like, we talk about, like, how, like, anger for men is, like, not really accepted as well because...
Yeah, we're meant to be dead inside.
You're meant to be stoic and...
That's how you make
not
it
have
as a man.
emotions at all.
Yeah.
And anger in women is also not accepted as well. I don't even know. I actually don't think anger is a gender issue. I think it's, as a society, we don't... like accept anger, right?
Yeah.
But it's like an emotion that you need to feel.
Oh yeah, no, like
There's a healthy way to express it.
There's a definite feeling that I reckon we're trying to like cover it up. It's like you're allowed to be angry, just not in public or around fucking people and shit like that. If someone pisses you off and they're being angry, you have to like curl down and not be angry, and then just wait. Just be a pussy. And like I can't be a pussy. It's too hard for me.
Well, there's like some physiological evidence behind it where, you know, when you're in a state of heightened stress, right, your sympathetic nervous system kicks in. So it's like your fight or flight. And so when your fight or flight system is activated, like the way your brain starts to function is that your, like, because your amygdala, which is like the bit in the very center, which controls fear, is like really heightened. And I learned this from my therapist, but because like neural messages, right, from the world, so like touch, sound, taste, whatever, all of it goes through your nervous system, like your spinal cord, up into the back of your brain, because that's the information travels into your brain. And when it comes into your brain, it comes up the back of your, like your spinal cord here into the back of your head. And the back part of your brain is the motor cortex, right? So that part of your brain is like movement, and it's also automatic responses. And so when you're in a state of stress, that's the part of your brain that's more active versus on a normal day-to-day, we'd be using this part at the front. And this is prefrontal, which is where your personality is. It's also where higher order thinking happens, like really like logical thinking. But when we're angry or we're really upset, we're not using that part of the brain, we're using the back, which is automatic responses, right? And so the more times you've had a response, so like your partner annoys you and just say you always fight with them, they annoy you, that part of your brain's active, your automatic response is to be like, can you fucking not, or whatever, and then start a fight, which is why they recommend like waiting until you calm down to talk, because that's when your nervous system is like returned to homeostasis, and then you can access higher order thinking to think more clearly, which is why people say things when they're upset that they regret later.
Yeah, word. Wow, that was...
It was a psychological lesson,
That was massive, bruh.
That's a lot.
You are a brilliant human being.
It doesn't work. I still use my lizard brain.
Yeah, what? That was... But I kind of get what you're saying. Like, I'm not going to go through all the brain things, but what you're saying is that, like, you regret things because your brain's doing shit.
Yeah, like I'm so obsessed with learning about the brain because I just think like reality in general, I don't get it. Like I don't get why is there something and it's all just light and I'm seeing light and it's all like a perception as well because there is so much like even like when you've done drugs or anything like that, you're in a different state of consciousness and the way you perceive things is totally different. And then there's also like we only perceive the world through our five senses, right? And so like our eyes, which is where most of what we perceive comes through, we have 3 light rods in our eyes, so we can see like 32 colors or something like that.
Yeah, what?
But lobsters have 16 rods or something, so they can see 16 times the amount of colors that we do.
Oh, no shit. Lobsters
can see 16 times the amount of colors, so we can't even see all of the colors.
Man, that is real, son.
And I'm just like, it's all just perception, right?
Yeah, crazy.
It's so weird. And I'm like, I'm just like this. Have you ever tried to do that actually?
What?
Where you like try to figure out where you are.
Oh, yeah.
Like your soul. Like you close your eyes and you're like, where am I? Am I like in my chest? Am I like I'm pretty sure we're in the brain, right?
Most likely.
We are a brain. That's all we are.
Yeah, I think my body has like so I feel like my dick, stomach, and brain are working at different fucking things.
Yeah.
Like 100%. Like, cause like when I was younger, my dick and brain were like together. They were like a fucking thing.
It's mostly the dick doing all the work.
No. They were just like, we are into this and this is why you're doing this. And then when you stop doing things for your dick starts arguing with you.
Oh.
And it's like...
Then your balls start sagging.
Yeah, your balls are already sagging. They've already got their chin hair. They're fucking going down.
The chin hair.
but yeah, I argue with my... You start arguing with your dick. It's like, you should have sex with that chick. I'm like, I don't want to have sex with that chick. Like, fuck her. Like, nah, I'm not going to do it. And he was like, you're not going to do that? When you want a chick that you really want, I'm not going to perform for you. And then you start battling out with your cock, man. Yeah, it's like, oh, you don't do that. And then you just end up getting drunk and snorting cocaine.
Yeah, I guess that is like a good contingency plan if it doesn't work.
Well, like,
that'll help the problem of the flaccid dick, I'm sure.
Yeah, like this is the problem. It's not always flaccid. It just decides. Like, I think it was like I went with this chick once, and I was like, she's everything I've always wanted in my brain. Like, perfect, 100%. And she wanted me, and I was like, this is dope, man. This is gonna be great. And then my dick was like, no, not her, bro. I was like, fuck you, man. No, we're doing this. He's like, no, we're not. And then like it was like, and like I knew it. Like I was like, oh Jesus, you're not doing this, man. What the fuck's your problem? And then but then like another chick like a week later that I didn't want, it was like, this is the one. So you just start arguing with your dick. That's why I think your brain is like it's also why like I don't even bother cracking onto chicks anymore. You know, like I just like, we're all just fucking humans. I don't care anymore. My dick will decide who I'm with.
It's like a magic compass.
Yeah,
like it rises in the morning and it points the direction of the next woman it chooses, and you have to follow your dick to go find her.
That's right. It's like that's the one.
You're like through a forest, up the mountain.
It's like, dude, your brain's really good at talking. Just head that direction. This is the one. It's like, dude, I don't want to be with her. It's like, dude, it's her or no one. I guess so. Fucking
fine.
Yeah, whatever, dick.
What
was this about the brain? You're thinking about where we are.
Perception.
Sorry, I just keep coming out with some dank shit. My bad. But yeah, but like that's my perception. It's like where am I? I'm definitely in my brain.
Yes.
But there's like at least 3 of me in my brain. Well, like, so there's like me that talks, right? There's me that thinks.
Yes.
And there's me that argues with the thing that thinks.
Yes. Yeah, totally.
So there's 3 up here.
Yes.
Yeah. And like, I always like try to think about like which one, because the 2 that are arguing.
Yeah.
Like, they're kind of like, you should do this. And the other one's like, no, that's stupid. You know, you shouldn't do that. But like they both make sense at different times.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes. I don't know which one's, I kind of don't know which one's which. I can tell that I have arguments. like an impulsive brain and a rational brain. And it's kind of like my inner child and then my inner parent trying to do its job.
Yeah.
And then there's, I guess, and it kind of like, and this is like on my astrology ho shit, but that's kind of like the main 3 in astrology. They say you've got your sun, your moon, and your rising. So your sun is like your general self, your moon is like your inside, and then your rising is your social self, so what you show to other people. But on a more scientific / maybe less scientific note, with Freud, he talked about the ego. So he came up with the concept of the ego being that you have an id, an ego, and a superego. Yeah, so your id is like, it's the impulsive part of your brain. So it's like when you're a child, that's the only part you have to begin with. And so that's when you go to the store and you're like, I want that lollipop. And mum says no. You're like, but I want it. And that's all there is the want. And then your ego is about like, well, I should do this and like I should do that. And then your superego like mediates between the 2. So I think that's kind of like, because it also reminds me of, they say that like you are not your thoughts. You are the being that like perceives your thoughts. So you're the one who notices that you're having thoughts. You're not the thoughts that are occurring.
That's what I was saying about the outer one, yeah?
Yeah.
So like there's the outer one, like the outer one makes the last decision. in my head. If we're getting deep in this podcast.
I was gonna say, good for you. I've been living on impulse for the last while. It's not going well.
No, there's like an outer one that makes the decisions, and there's two arguing inside which one's the right or other one. There's sometimes like, but it's hard to tell because they both want different things. And then there's my body, there's my stomach. My stomach's like, feed me. And then there's my dick that's like, dude, if you don't start working with me, we're never fucking doing anything. Like, I will make you have sex with the biggest meth head in the world. Like, and meth heads are great. People get meth heads mixed up. They're the best people. They're excellent. Like they're already fit. They don't eat much. Don't take up much space. There's a lot of good uses for meth heads.
It sounds like you want them as a pet. They're hypoallergenic.
Well, you can get allergic to them. But catch meth head off them. Like just get drunk.
There's a cream for that.
A little pipe. Oh, you're on one. Yeah, but there should be a cream for it.
There should be a cream for that.
All right, we're gonna have a little break.
All right.
We'll be back in a second.
Do you want your soda water to taste the way you feel on the inside? Sure you do. If you're sick of delicious sugar, fruity flavors, and sweet caffeine, soda water is the drink for you. Here are some people talking about our amazing product. I like my soda water like I like my women. Bubbly, tasteless, and cheap.
No one will ever love me because I can't love myself. I can't remember the last time I was happy.
Plain water is great, man, but it just doesn't have the bubbles and chemical aftertaste of soda water.
Ah, well, time to go deal with my wife and kids. I told her I didn't want kids, and now my dreams are over.
So if you've crossed over that edge into nothingness, soda water is the drink for you.
I only feel okay when one of my sketches goes well. Hopefully this one will fill the void.
Soda water. When your life's over, but you just keep on living.
Yo, welcome back to the Thundercast. Back again with Jackie Hatton.
Yo, welcome back to the Thundercast with Jackie Hatton.
Ah, you're lovely. I made her do that. Well, I begged her to. She said yes, but I owe her money now. It's a problem. So you make a lot of sketches, like for YouTube. Any other platforms?
I make them for YouTube, but then I end up kind of like shipping them out to other social media platforms a little bit later.
Yeah, chopping them up a bit or anything like that?
Yeah, I've been chopping them up. It's we shoot everything for YouTube, so it's landscape, but then obviously like social stuff, you need it to be 9:16. So
yeah,
chopping it up that way, but I just don't know if it like changes the. I don't know. I'm not really into the 9:16.
I hate the fucking long one. Is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah. It's like you can't really show as much in the scene, and so it's hard like translating the sketches that work like in a landscape and then trying to put them in portrait.
I film them for both.
How are you framing it up for that?
Well, like what I do is I have like I try to frame a landscape, but I make sure I'm dead set in the middle so I can cut it. I may even for like TikTok and stuff. I make it into a square and then have writing on the top and bottom. But like, it can't be a landscape on TikTok or
no,
something like that.
Can't.
But I feel like we're flying into like the big one, like the phone. What is it?
9:16. Yeah.
I feel like we're flying into it, and it's like I'm gonna like because was it Instagram just does reels now? Everything's turning to reels, and Facebook's doing reels now, and like Facebook is loving reels, but it's for old people and no one uses it anymore.
Yeah, I was gonna say I feel like I don't consume reels on Instagram or Facebook. If I want to watch that sort of content, I go to TikTok. That's for that.
100%.
Like I really liked when I'm the sort of I have every social media platform and I use all of them. Like I'm active on every single one, even Tumblr.
All right, let's go through them. What are your social media platforms?
All
names?
Right. They're all Illfection, and they're all in my link tree. Just hit the link in bio.
Smooth.
Yeah, YouTube, Facebook page, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. I will post on Reddit and like use Reddit as well, and then I have Tumblr, and now Be Real.
Yeah, word. Yeah, I've got to step up to Be Real. You're the first person to tell me about it. I'm going to give it a gun.
Yeah, it's
Work
very
out
trendy.
how it works. Yeah, because I'm only just getting into TikTok, but like I've learned some shit from from doing this, right? Like I keep avoiding, like someone will be like, this is something new. And I'll avoid it for way too long till it's too hard to fucking make something of yourself something. So like I just need somebody to tell me. I think it was like Alessio Carducci.
Yeah.
Like right when TikTok was like starting, was like, use TikTok, bro. It's fucking great, bro.
Yeah.
However he talks. That was pretty close. I'll get him on the cast soon, don't worry.
Yeah.
But yeah, fucking. And I didn't. I was like, dude, I'm just using Facebook. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
You know, and Insta. You know, they're my two ones. But yeah, now
Yeah.
I'm like, but like TikTok's doing really well for me kind of now. It's just started to take off with a couple of stand-up things. But what's your sketch making process?
Yeah, so I have a very detailed notes folder that I use Notion, which is like this app that you can put notes in. But I use that, and I will, whenever I think of an idea for a sketch, I'll like pop it in there. And so now I have like this huge long list of ideas. And then when I'm like, okay, we're shooting a sketch next week, we try to shoot every week, like on a Sunday sort of thing. And so normally like the week of, like on a Monday, I'll go through the list that I have and then try and write a sketch. But kind of, there's also a little bit of like more casual research, which is more just me like meeting up with friends or like other comics that I think are funny, or doing a Zoom call with like a few of the people I work with and going through the ideas and then just kind of riffing on them. So like I'll explain the idea and then we'll like joke about it, and then they might come up with some jokes as well, and then I might come up with some extra jokes, and then I'll kind of write all of that in.
Yeah, well.
And so I'll do that with a few different people as well. So I'll go and talk to like I have a friend in Scotland that I met on a pub crawl when I was in San Francisco for a week, and we just we realized that we grew up on all the same YouTube videos basically.
Wow.
And so we just became friends, and he's also into sketches as well. So we'll like FaceTime every now and then. Him and I write together like quite a bit. And then, yeah, I have a few other go-tos. And then once I've kind of gotten like a scrap sheet of like a lot of joke ideas to put through it, or like the structure of what I kind of want to happen, then I'll go through and write it out as a script. And then once I have it as a script, I'm trying to shop plan now. That's a new thing. This is what I'm finding as well, is that because I always just loved sketches, like growing up. That was
Same.
just
Dave Chappelle,
consumed them.
The Chappelle Show fucking was the first kind of like, wow, this is what I want to do. When I started comedy, it was like I'm shooting to be able to make sketches like so
that.
people can watch, you know, like just fucked up shit.
Yeah.
Like Dave Chappelle broke barriers on that shit, man. He did some amazing stuff. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's the GOAT. Like that show was so successful for a reason. I think I grew up on, I'm trying to think what was like the first thing. I think really I got really into like SNL to begin with.
Oh, real?
When I was a bit younger, and then it was just YouTubers. So I think F&D Films I was like a really big fan of, and then Whitest Kids You Know. That was probably the other bigger influence with.
Yeah, word.
Yeah, they're like my favorites. And so writing sketches, I'm comfortable. I think I'm more of a writer, but in order for me to make the sketches, I have to learn filmmaking now, that's been like the new challenge, because there's so many different parts of it. It's really fun. Like I love
really
learning.
fun, right?
Yeah.
Like I started doing mine and I was like, I could barely like do anything with a computer. And then by the end of it, I know exactly what to do with everything. I'm like, a lot of my earlier shit was like, I had all these ideas. I was like, I don't know how to make this on a computer. I just started Googling it. Like, all right, so I'm going to need a green screen. All right, I'm going to need like how to work a green screen properly. And then just like more and more with filming, I need better lighting. I need fucking, yeah, like look at this place. Like it's lit up like crazy.
Yeah, there's
like,
a million ring lights.
Yeah, I was just like, the whole thing's like, how do I make this look as good as that as best as I can? But like, I never want to go like overboard with it. I'm like, I'm not going to get like studio quality, and I accept that. But like, I'm like, how close to studio quality doing dodgy sketches can I get? Like, what can I do? Like, and I spent hours like fucking, like I did this sketch about, I do, what is it, Quantum Leap? And one where I was like, I want to be in a plane and bombing Hiroshima.
Right.
You know, I was like, how do I make this? And like, I just like worked it out of my head. It becomes like the funnest bit about it for me. Like, because filming it, like you write your script. Me personally though, like I wake up first thing in the morning, like on a Saturday, and the first like 4 or 5 things that go through my head, I'm like, all right, write them down, and I write them down on like the whiteboard, and then I'm like, all right, go back to bed, and then I wake up and I'm like, all right, let's make these things funny. It's time. Like it doesn't matter what it is, like
and you like rework the script, or do you work it out as you're shooting it? It's not even a script.
I write down like ideas, like just a few like bullet points of an idea when I'm half asleep.
Yeah.
Fucking like morning wood. Fucking just like, what the fuck am I doing here? You'd think that'd be more like, because it's first thing in the morning and I've got a boner or whatever. It'd be more more fucked up, more like shit to do with women. But it's weirdly a lot to do with like time travel.
Man gets hard about time travel.
I just wake up, I'm like, hard as a rock, time travel.
Yeah.
let's go for this journey. But then it's like, beyond that, I'm like, whatever I write down in the first few seconds is like, I'm making that. Like I woke up once and there was like a bottle of soda water next to me. Because I have Soda Stream or whatever. And it was like sitting next to me. And I was like, Soda Stream, doesn't taste good. Again, it's bubbly though. I'm old. All right, that'll do. Then like I made a full sketch about Soda Stream, which is dark as fuck. But really, like all I do is like I sprinkle some dark on top of some fucking idea, and then mix it with like some random like consequences or something like that. Like I just shit pile a bunch of crap together. I kind of think it's like God, I'm talking too much.
No,
I think it's like the idea of like how to create something. It's like how good's your memory, and if you've got like a decent enough memory, all you got to do is grab a bunch of things like original ideas. You grab a bunch of things that don't go together and make them go together.
Yeah,
and that's my jam.
I've gotten really into, obviously I'm a big nerd, as you can tell from the earlier chat, but like I got really into learning about like comedy theory as well, and like,
oh dude, I've actually done
why is something funny, and like one of the theories was benign violation.
Benign violation? Explain, please.
So benign violation being that something is funny when it's a violation of some sort, but it's benign. So a violation could be like violating a social norm, could be like violence, it could be a cultural norm, it could be a language norm, right? So like puns, for example, they violate language norms, but it's benign, meaning that it doesn't matter. Yeah. And so that's why it's meant to be funny. And so like so with other things, it's like if they're an asshole, that's funny, but only if there's like, it's benign, being that I think you're meant to dislike them. So it's like, I don't know, I haven't quite figured it out yet, but
oh yeah, well like, all right, so I've worked out the asshole thing because that's what I'm great at.
Yeah.
And we all know this, right? What you got to do is you got to save a cat. All right,
a cat.
So it's an old movie term where it's like if you've got an asshole character that you want to be likable, you've got to make that asshole save a kitten from a tree. Like, all right, so you can't just go out there like asshole. You can't just be like I think Dennis Leary, I don't know if you know who he is. He got busted for stealing a bunch of jokes when the internet came out or whatever.
Okay.
But he used to just be the asshole. He actually has a song called Arsehole. Like, I don't know if you've heard it. I'm not going to sing it. We'll put it up here. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, he was hilarious, dude, but he was kind of stealing off Bill Hicks a lot. But he was just the solid arsehole. And that's what I really loved when I was young watching comedy. That and Delirious, you know? Like Delirious was like the first thing that changed my life. You know, like before that I was watching like Eric Bana and Jim Owen show, who I still adore.
Yeah.
Like I met Jim Owen. He's like the loveliest, fucking most grounded dude I've met.
Yeah.
Fucking like honest to a T. Fucking solid dude. But yeah, fucking so Leary used to be an arsehole, but what he wasn't doing was saving the cat. Now to save the cat, it's like you've got to kind of have a mild explanation of what you're doing. It's like, look, I'm going to say this fucked up thing. this is how you need to understand it. I'm not being a dick. I'm not saying I fucking...
Yeah, this is what I was saying before. It's like giving context
Yeah.
or like the nuance to like the opinion you have.
Yeah, it's a difference between a one-liner and a rant comic.
Yeah.
Like a rant comic has a lot more leeway. A one-liner is just a dick or just a dad joke or something like that. Where if you have more of a rant, you can explain it a bit more. But also, like, look, I'm not a bad person. That's as simple as it's like, look, I'm not a bad person. This is why. But I'm saying this
Yes.
because I might, like, I know this is a bad point of view, but it's funny.
Yeah, it's almost like it's like giving the audience, like telling them that you have the authority to make that joke almost. So it's like, for example, if I'm trying to think.
Oh, I like where this is going. It's like, right, all right, go on. Let's see you do it.
Like, so for example, like I've heard a comic say, like they were telling, like it was a straight white guy talking about like gay dudes and making jokes about gay dudes, and then, but also kind of like giving the context that his brother's gay as well,
right.
which I think then when the audience understands that, they know, okay, I understand the perspective you're coming from. So because you've like we know that you've got this person in your life who you care about or whatever.
Yeah.
So we know that you don't actually have bad opinions. Whereas sometimes like if he was just making those jokes, then the audience is kind of like, do you hate gay people?
Yeah. It's like, that's pretty much it, kind of. But like, mine's like, all right. So like, I've recently started doing a bit about trans people, right? But like, I've made out with a trans chick before. Like, I've got trans friends, but that's not enough. Like, I've got to understand their situation a little bit more. If I want to do a joke involving trans people that doesn't offend them.
It depends what the joke is, right?
Yeah. But like, I've worked it out. Yeah, I'm not going to say the joke here. But I worked it out. There's like a trick to it. It's like, all right, all right, so it's about like how, why men get upset about a trans person just saying they're a man. And it's like that's because when I was a kid, being a man was like, you don't just like choose, you don't just say it. And like, I know chicks that are more man than me. You know, like I know chicks that I'd be like, you're a man.
You mean like man is like a concept of like manliness?
Yeah, I've taken the genitals out of it, is what I'm saying. Which is what they've done.
Yeah. I see what you mean.
And that's what I've done to make it okay for me to do. I'm like, all right, well, like I get the fact that like a dude is struggling to become a man, and he's like, and inside he's like, no, wait, I was born a woman. I was like, yeah, you're clearly a woman. That's cool. No fucking issues, bro. You couldn't make it as a man. It's fucking shit being a man in these situations. It's also shit being a woman. Don't get me wrong. But it's like in these situations that you're struggling with that you can't fucking deal with. Yeah, I get it. You're a woman. No issues, bro. That's G. But like for like just a random woman who's like, I was born a man inside, you know, like I always felt that way. And I'm like, and you want to cross over and you just want me to call you a man? I'm like, no, you've got to die inside. You gotta you gotta go through some man shit. You'll be a boy. No way.
You're a boy.
You're a boy. No issues. You were born a boy. A lot of us were.
To be a man, you have to have a hero's journey.
Yeah, it's a hero's journey. You gotta. Do you know how much you need? Like, this is all you need. I need to be able to make fun of the fact that you were born with a pussy, and you've got to not be able to fuck. That's not allowed to hurt you. That's what it's like being a man. You're allowed to make fun of us for whatever, and it doesn't hurt. We're so fucking dead inside.
Yeah.
So fucking trained to be able to go, nah. Because it's the thing, like men, we're strong brutes. That's what we're built as. We're built as these fucking things, either to protect or whatever. But we're built like this and shit. You know, and like, but we've got to like, all right, so like, we're not allowed to just hit people. We're not allowed to just do all this shit legally. We're not allowed to. So we've got to learn how to control that. And it's controlling that anger. And the only way to really do that is to die inside. And like, we're like, all right, I'm furious right now. I'm not okay with this. But whatever, fucking, I'll just go home, have a beer. You know, like that kind
yeah.
of shit, you know?
Yeah, push it down.
Yeah, push it down. Don't even think about that. And then when you get to the point where you can do that, also protect that person if they need help. It's like, yeah, you're a man now.
I think it's interesting because I think at the moment there's like a lot of conversation about like, gender norms or gender roles, right? And like saying like what it means to be a woman or what it means to be a man is like very touchy subject at the moment. But like for me, that conversation is always, I mean, I think masculine and feminine do exist as like concepts, but I don't know that, like, I don't think they're tied to gender. I think you can be a feminine man, masculine 100%. Woman. I think you can be any sort of like woman or man or anything in between, and it should be like, you should just be like the whole, I don't know, like all the kids' TV shows I watched growing up were like, just be yourself, be you, and just, it was like that was the core message. And then it was always like, love yourself and be confident in yourself. And then I grew up and I was like, cool, I'm myself, I'm confident in myself, I do whatever I want. And then people are like, you're conceited. I was like, well, you told me to do this.
No, this is the thing, there's always got to be haters.
Yeah.
Like, don't let them fucking ruin your shit. Like you are you. You are you at your happiest. So if you're happiest being conceited, there's nothing wrong with being conceited. Like,
I waver.
I don't know, in my head I'm like fucking, so like I've got a bit of an ego. I'm fucking like I'm too dead inside to understand middle class society a lot of the time. Like and I try to, like I'm constantly working on it.
Like what?
Oh man, there's so many things. I can give you a couple. Mm-hmm. All right, like I don't understand why people are upset about such small things to me. Mm-hmm. All right, so like you and your partner break up. Mm-hmm. All right, like a lot of people like that's horrific and a traumatic experience. In my head, I'm like every time it's happened to me, I'm like, all right, yep, sweet, move on, yeah, it's good. And then I walk.
Yeah, but you're dead inside.
Exactly. I'm all like, all right, here's a prime example. I was at like, me and this chick, I used to hang around with this like band called the Beautiful Monument. I think that's the name of the band. Mm-hmm. All girl punk hardcore band. Excellent musicians. But they were doing like an underage gig, and one of the people were like trying to sort out like where everybody goes, like kind of managing the gig. And it was like a 16-year-old, and she comes like, I don't even know where to go. She's freaking out and shit like that. And I'm like, and I turned to my friend, like the drummer, and I'm like, dude, can't wait till she fucking has to look at her dead friend in the eyes. Like, can't wait till she gets in a knife fight. You know, like, it's like in my head, I've got all this other shit. Yeah. And the thing is like, dealing with middle class people, I can't just like act.
It's hard to relate.
Yeah, it's hard to relate. And if they're saying like these things to me and they're sad, all that's going through my head is like, you've never had to eat Vegemite on paper to survive this week. You've never had to to stab a guy. Yeah, Vegemite on paper.
Digestible?
Oh yeah, you can eat paper.
You had to do that.
Yeah.
That sucks. That's awful.
Like you never have to fucking this shit's going through my head. Yeah. But I'm dealing with middle class people and shit. And feelings are feelings. Like they feel this strongly about this, and I have to like drain it back. And I'm like, all right, so this is like my first night on the street for that chick. You know, like trying to manage something. So this is my first night on the streets. And fucking when that old guy tried to attack me. You know, like and shit like that. It's like I'm like, all right, so that's their feeling level. Yeah. So like I'm on different feeling levels.
Yeah, of course. Like
it's like but I have to fucking react properly to their shit, and sometimes it catches me off guard.
No, and like I think that's so understandable. It's hard to, it's hard to listen to complaints from people when you've had to deal with much more difficult things yourself, and you're like, this isn't really a problem. I always think about like.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it isn't a problem.
Right.
Like, as an adult. Like, as a human being, I've learnt to, like, go, this is a problem for them, the same way I felt about my worst problems.
Yeah,
you know,
because,
I'm like, this is their feelings. They're allowed to feel this. I shouldn't be angry about this, but I cannot understand how like they've got it. So I just like comfort them like they've just been through.
Like
some
you can
shit
have
for me.
empathy, but you don't have to have sympathy.
Yeah, it's it. Or like, but I do like I want to fit into middle class society. It's just hard.
Yeah.
It's like sometimes like I'll laugh when I shouldn't laugh.
I actually think I'm a little bit the same as this as well. I feel like because I grew up in, it was middle class, but my family was always in debt. You know, like we had like a 4-bedroom house, but my mum was like yelling at me that my school books cost too much and was like making me feel bad for like anything they purchased, and they went into debt for it. But it was like I had a lot of experiences, like my parents, like they sent me on like exchanges and stuff like that, but then mum was always like, well, we did this for you, we did that for you, and we don't have any money. And money was like always a huge thing in our family. So I'm like that's probably why I talk about like money a lot now. And just like weird things that you notice when you get older as well, that because like I like in the corporate world, when I'm like talking to other people, they'll be having a conversation like, oh yeah, you know, like when we were growing up, like we couldn't have LCMs, or like we could have like the rice cracker bars like once a week, like on a weekend, like as a treat. And I'm like, I don't remember drinking water until I was about 12 years old.
Wow.
We just had soft drink. I was allowed. I remember like being like, I don't like water.
Yeah, what?
And just didn't drink it.
So
like weird things like that I'm like I find difficult to, and I think it's all just like upbringing, right? It's like that's why I get along with people as well who have had like a difficult upbringing, because you can relate, like you understand.
We've never struggled,
yeah.
But yeah, you've told me some things, and I'm like, yeah, fair, cool, yeah. It's never been difficult with you.
No. It's always been easy to chat. Yeah. But yeah, like sometimes I'm like, I don't know, this isn't a thing for me.
I think my biggest problem is that like people always say be yourself. As like if you were brought up like me and you got out of this shit that I've been out of, I'm not allowed to be myself. I've got to be an alternate version of myself that suits middle class society. And that's the version I have to be. And like some people can pick up and go, you're being fake. Like most people like me, you know me. Most people fucking appreciate me as a human being. But there's like 1 in like 50 who can just see that I'm holding back. Yeah. And they're like, I don't trust you. And it's like, and all that goes through my head is like, you're right.
You shouldn't. I took your wallet.
Well, like I don't steal. That's me. I'm like, you're right. I'm hiding shit. Yeah, all the time. Yeah, like, I can't throw my shit on the table, man.
It's hard as well, and I feel like I'm on the opposite end. I'm probably more of an oversharer. Like I'm very open about everything that's happened to me. Like I'll be like, I say I'm being really open, and then I'm not going to say it on the podcast. But like in general, like I'll talk about like traumas and stuff that's happened growing up, or like present things that I'm dealing with my mental health. You know, like like when I hit those really bad lows, I find I cannot hide my emotions. Like because I have really big emotions, they're really hard to hide. So I'll just like tell everyone, but then all of a sudden that is like it's inappropriate because you're putting the burden on them, or it's inappropriate oversharing, and it makes people uncomfortable if you're not at that stage in the relationship or whatever.
My worry is like giving people giving them too much information just in case it makes them dislike me.
I say I'm the opposite. I'm almost like I want to give you like the disclaimer.
Oh, I give the disclaimer. I'm like, dude,
this is why I'm like this. Please be kind.
Dude, I'll give them like 5 points. It's like I don't really talk to my family. I lived on the streets, and you know, it's like that's just guess. Yeah, most likely you're right. but then there's but this is another thing about my comedy. It's like all I'm talking about is like shit that I understand.
Yeah, like, but that's the trouble is unless you like are vulnerable about why you have those opinions, the audience will misunderstand.
Yeah, so like I try to be,
which is hard.
I did like my first hour show was me talking about like my upbringing and like the issues that I had with it, but I can't do that forever. Like, I can't do that every fucking hour.
Also, how draining every night to come on and like have to like redraw up all the trauma.
Oh yeah.
Like it's a lot. That's why I'm like I'm going to do a character.
Yeah. Or like a lot of the shit I sugarcoat. or like I'll aim it at someone else, like not at me. So like this is the thing that gets people a lot. Like so I got this joke where it's like, just imagine your whole family died in a horrible train wreck. Look at the positive, man. Christmas is going to be pretty cheap from now on. Now that sounds like a joke, but like I don't fucking have to buy any Christmas presents. This shit comes from me. All of the like if you've heard the joke.
Yeah.
All of those things I've been through. Like everyone.
Yes.
And it's like and like every punchline, like a lot of the time it lands, so I'm good. But like none of that's directed at me. So like I separate myself from it.
Yeah.
Turn it into
Why do you
a
think
thing.
you do that?
Because I'd rather them hate me and not laugh. All right, no, I got it. So like they I don't want to make them sad.
Yeah.
So I'd rather them be angry and the other people find it funny than everybody be sad. So what I've done is I've turned like my situations into a joke.
Well,
that
and this
people
is
can
like
laugh
the
at.
whole point of comedy as well, right?
Yeah, that's it.
But I also think like the like if it's to find comfort in shared experience as well, like I think that's part of it.
My shit's like when I was I'll get real.
Yeah.
All right, like when I was young and bad shit would happen, I used to get really depressed and to the point where I could start laughing at it.
Yeah, you have to laugh or you cry.
Yeah. And then like you cry, you go through your crying, and then you're still there. Like you're still in this place. And then you keep going, and then you get angry. And then it's like, and then you've got nothing. And then and bad shit, like if you've ever had bad shit just keep running at you for like 8 years straight, at the end of it it's just like whatever, and then you're like, why am I laughing?
Yeah.
And it's like, how do I show people why I'm laughing? And this is why. Like, and I've got to work out a way to show the world, and not only that, because it helped me.
Yeah.
Like all of the dank shit that's happened to me, man, laughing at it was the only way to deal with it.
Yep.
Like, all right,
Yeah.
I'll give you like a small example. 1 second.
What the hell?
I know, right? I'll give you a small example. So when I was young,
Where'd you get those panties?
when I was young, there was a bunch of people that clearly got molested by a guy in the neighborhood. And like, that was rough for them. But bad shit was happening to us all the time. So like some molesting happened, and then some shit happened, and then bad shit would happen afterwards. But like the only way we could deal with it is be like, oh, you gonna fucking do it.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like it's like a kid falling over and scraping his knee.
Yeah.
You know, he's like, it's like, nah, it's funny, bro. It's funny, bro. Like, fucking don't even worry about it. Fucking let's move past it. Deal with it later, mentally.
Yeah.
You got to make sure you deal with it later.
Deal with it in your 20s
deal
with
when you're
heavy
like-
psychological assistance.
Yeah, where you're like, oh, dude, why do I keep fucking hitting children?
I don't know, but it's funny.
It's funny, yeah. Like, I'm not saying I hate kids. I'm just saying, like, when you got to work for your shit.
Yeah.
But, like, the best way to do it is make light of it first. And that helped me a lot. So, like, if there's someone in the audience, like, all right, so my dyslexic joke, like, the amount of people that have, like, like, the first time I posted it, so many people have, like, fucking written posts like, yeah, I should be able to say that. So, yeah, fucking A. Yeah, fucking, they don't control us and shit like that. Like, it's a crazy joke, but fucking so many people relate to it that were in my situation. Just like most of my jokes when I do them, but some people just like really dark shit, and that's when I shine. But yeah, fucking, it's all got to do with me. And like, I can't change it. Like, I do jokes about now.
Because you probably do well with like a longer, like an hour show or something like that, where you can give.
Yeah, dude, I did like
little bit of your
chicken the
soul.
other, like you put me in front of like fucking 60 people, a bunch of them are gonna laugh.
Yeah.
You put me in front of 5 people, like, and they're from Fitzroy, you know, 5 middle class people, probably not gonna go well. You know, but like anyone else, like I kill more than I bomb. Otherwise, I'd ditch the joke. you know? And I've ditched so many jokes, like tons. I'll be like, all right, that was an idea, it didn't work. Like I used to have a joke about threesomes, how I don't like them. But like so many people haven't had enough of them to go, this is a dumb idea.
Fucking
like for a man, like for a man, it's like, right. So like the amount of like thought process for a dude to get a chick off, it's like, right, you're not like the chick before me, but you're like a chick now. Now I've got to work out how to get you off. All right, now that I've gotten you off, I've spent all this time to get me off. Right, now that I've gotten off, time to go to bed. And then you roll over and there's another chick there and she's like, now me. It's like, that's the worst possible outcome in my head. Like, dude, I've just done all this work. I'm already done.
I'm tired.
Yeah, but I used to do that in front of people all the time. And it only, like, I measure it in 5. So I'll do it in 5 different rooms. And if it bombs, like, 4 times, get rid of it. If it works 2 times, work on it. And if it bombs like 3 times, you've got a good run. Okay. It's like it's going to be fun. Just keep working on it. Like all your jokes, but yeah, fucking like the amount of rooms I do where it's just 2 people. Now I know how to make them people laugh, and I will. Like easy. You turn that 2 people into 6 people, harder. Because like you can't just like if it's 2 people, I can focus on those 2 people. If it's 6 people, I can't focus on the 6 of them. Otherwise, I'm risking my joke. Like I'm just like cutting bits out of my joke so I can finish in time. If it's 60 people, I'm definitely getting laughs. Like
it's so much easier with a bigger audience than a small audience.
Easier, dude. The amount of fucking laughs I get when it's big.
Well, that's the other thing like big comics talk about is when they're like, so there are some comics who are like touring and have a bit of an audience. They will only do their like tour shows kind of thing, but then, or they'll do like spots, but they're like ticketed shows for them. But the issue with that is that then only your audience comes to those shows and your audience already like you.
Yeah.
So they're like primed to laugh at the joke. So you're not really getting a good read. And I know other comics as well that will do, like they'll do their jokes on stage with no like movement, no intonation, like in the way that they say it. They just say it, just the words in order to see if that part is funny. And then maybe then they'll add in other bits and stuff like that. I need to get more comfortable with crowd work. I've actually never really done.
Dude, like I never got heaps of it because people are scared of me. So I rarely get heckled. And when but like I've learned this thing, and it's also like the saving the cat thing. What I do for my crowd work, and I don't have to do much because like my jokes are like what they are. They're already solid. They're already doing their things. I just tell them how great they are.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. And they are great. If they're laughing at my jokes, I'm super happy. Like, you guys are all right. If someone's laughing real hard, you're a fucking legend. Just in between little bits, just like, fucking, I like you, cunt. And you too. And I do.
Connecting to them.
Like, I'm actually like I'm not holding back in that situation. I'm like, dude, this is a great show. This is going well. This person's laughing heaps. This person's enjoying themselves. I'm going to let them know. Fucking, I appreciate you. We should drink after this. And I'm meaning every fucking word of it.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, and you do. And you speak to everyone after the shows too.
Yeah. Dude, the best people, man. That fucking, in my head, I'm like, we're connecting. We're together, you know? Like, fucking, it's a good place to meet friends, you know?
Yeah, I do. I think, like, the social element of doing stand-up is one of my favorite things. Oh, yeah. I think that's, like, how I got into, like, because I always loved comedy. Watched it so much growing up. I went to New York. I spent all that time, I was an au pair, and I spent all of that time just going to comedy clubs and I was hanging out with comedians all the time. And then people would be like, oh, are you a comedian? I was like, no, I just really like comedy. And then I kept dating comedians and that was like my type. And then a friend of mine said to me, she's like, when will you admit to yourself that you don't want to date a comedian, you want to be a comedian? And I was like, huh, interesting. And it was like, and that was the thing. And like when I started going out and meeting everyone in comedy, it was like, you were one of the people I was like, I feel like I've known you already. Yeah. Like, and just with so many people, I felt like I just know these people. Like, these are my people. Like, I just felt like I belong in this community. You know, they're the same sort of people. Like,
yeah, we're all just trying to make people laugh. I think my thing was you is like, I think like I walked outside, you followed me and you were like, you're like, I'm a comedian, I've seen your stuff. How do I get a spot in your room or whatever? And I was like, make me laugh. Like, like what? Well, I was like, what do you talk about? And you were like, oh, faux femme, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, wait, what do you mean faux femme? I was like, just tell me like a small bit. And you did, and it made me piss myself. And I was like, and like, I've never really asked people for that shit, but I'd never met you before.
Yeah, fair enough. I think I messaged you beforehand, and you were like, "Oh, I'll see you around."
Yeah, I'll see I'll watch you when you're on stage.
Yeah. And because you do, like, I've seen everyone's stuff all the time. That's why when like comedy festival comes around and you have friends doing shows, and they're like, "Are you gonna come see me?" I'm like, "I've seen you.
Yeah, I know what you're doing
every week. What do you want me to see? I've seen it."
Yeah, that's it. You gotta. Well, I have seen all my friends, but there's like Visa Main, Cats, Wayne House. I could go watch Katie Wayne House as well. I could go watch their shit any day of the week, like any fucking day. There's others, man. Oh man, who's fucking Dave Thornton, man? Have you ever heard of Dave Thornton?
Yeah, I have. I'm very uneducated in Australian.
Yeah, I was too when I first moved here. Yeah, 100%. And
very American.
Yeah, I used to watch Dave Thornton at the Comics Lounge every once in a while. There's a thing if you're like a person that's just doing little rooms, like you're like, how would that land in a little room? You know,
yeah, totally.
I'm like, how's that gonna land here? Like, because I know I have to work real hard for it. It doesn't look like you're working real hard for it. And then I watched Dave Thornton in a little room, and I was like, fuck, dude.
Like, got it.
Holy shit.
Yeah, okay.
Like, and I vibed with what he was saying the whole time, but like I vibe with what a lot of people are saying in their jokes, but it was like, dude, this dude is fucking gunning. Well, else? Tommy Little's really fucking good. Like he's on Triple M or whatever. I think is it Triple M? I don't know, something like that.
I don't know. My goat, he's not even Australian, but Arj Barker feels Australian.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Argy Bargy is my number one. I had every one of his DVDs, and when my parents were divorcing downstairs and they were fighting, I would just watch Arj Barker on my TV in my bedroom, and that's how I got really into comedy. And then
was that your main one? Who's your favorite?
Arj Barker was definitely
not even Australian, just generally
stand up.
Yeah,
James A. Caster.
All right, I've never heard of him. Yeah.
Oh, he's very good. He's got a 4-part special on Netflix, so it's 4 different stand-up shows, and he kind of does the thing where he's not himself necessarily. He's more of a persona on stage, I think, and the 4 parts kind of link into each other, so you can watch them as standalones. But then when you watch like the first one's kind of like he's a cop, and the second one he's like.
Yeah,
on jury duty, and they kind of like.
All right, I'm kind of interested.
It's good. Yeah, James A. Caster, Mark Little. He's not like huge. He's Canadian stand-up and sketch and improv comedian, but he was in Picnic Face, which was another one of the sketch groups that I really liked growing up. I think they did Power Thirst, which was like a viral video in year 7.
Oh, wow.
But Mark Little is one of my favorite stand-up comedians, and then. Who am I like? I literally actually have a list on my phone. I keep a list.
Do you?
Out. Yeah.
A list of your faves?
Yeah.
Pull it out. Fuck it. Let's see it. I want to see it.
Okay, but it's comedians, but they're not limited.
Some of them are sketch comedians, yeah?
Some are sketch, some are TV, but these are like my faves. Okay, let me just pull it up.
Actually, you want to pause for a sec?
No, I got it. Quick, bang. Okay, all right. These are in alphabetical order.
Yeah.
Ali Wong.
She's very good.
Andy Samberg.
Very good.
Arj Barker.
Very good.
Bo Burnham.
Don't know him.
Bo Burnham has a special on Netflix called Inside.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Very good. Fred Armisen, Mark Little, Mike Myers, Mindy Kaling, Natasha Leggero, Nathan Fielder, Ryan Long. Have you seen Ryan Long? He's got a couple of specials on YouTube. But I really like his stand-up. He's got some jokes that just really funny, but he's a little bit more like offensive as well. So
nice. I'll check him out.
I like him. Steve Martin, Tim Robinson. That's what I have so far.
Wow.
There's probably more I've forgotten.
Steve Martin was pretty good too.
I had a cat called Steve Martin.
Yeah?
Yeah. And then I went to America, and then my dad was looking after him, and he was like, "Can I keep him?" So now it's my dad's. And my dog's name is Mindy from Mindy Kaling.
What?
Because I'm a nerd.
That's a good group of comedians. All right, so I think we're at the end of this thing.
There you go.
Did you have fun?
No, absolutely not.
Horrible time. Horrible time. All right. Well, I'm going to line a bunch of cocaine to get over the fact that you hate me. I'm playing.
Please. I
know you're a sober human being.
Yeah.
Yeah, word. But
you
anyway.
do you, bro.
Yeah, well, all right. It's been a fun fucking night. Thank you very much, Jackie Hatton. You are the best. Check her out on her social media platforms.
Or else.
It's Ill Infection, right?
Illfection.
Illfection. Jesus, I'm bad at reading. And yeah, thank you for watching the Stingray Thundercast.
Thank you.
Whoa.